Hey, welcome to my channel. Now, I might be kind of squinty because I'm never out here in the evenings or afternoons. The sun hadn't come, it's shining in front of me and it's bright all around me, but it hadn't come down below the roof line of the porch. So I'm out here at the best time if it's not morning. What we're talking about today is the evilness of sugar. I say it like that because it's evil to me. It might not be to you, but to me, sugar is evil because when I eat sugar, that's all I want is sugar. Now, I have all kind of notes here. My notes come from the Harvard website and Healthline. Y'all know I like Healthline a lot. And this might be a long video to get through all these. Let me show you what we're drinking today. Eat, drink, and be scary. It is that, if you watched my Trader Joe's haul, any of you didn't, it's that 4th Ward coffee, the beans that I ground at Trader Joe's. It is good coffee. If you go to Trader Joe's and you want some whole bean coffee, I do recommend this. It's something I would definitely get again when I run out. Let me go and get me some. So what we're talking about today is why sugar is bad for you. And it got on my mind because, now in full disclosure, I had sugar yesterday. Y'all know I have give up sugar, but I occasionally have sugar. And I know that doesn't make sense, but it does make sense. I gave up sugar in the sense that I don't sit around and eat sugar every day like I used to. I don't try to fit sugar into my diet because, for me personally, sugar leads to more sugar and more sugar and more sugar, and it gets to the point to where I can't stop. So it's one of those things, if I don't bring it in my house, I can't eat it. So if I do get sugar, we get it from outside the home. It's not something I make. If I make something sweet, it'll have the monk fruit in it. Or like the new thing I'm going to try, the allulose, I'm going to try that in something. So my sugar consumption does not come from things that I have in my house. We've talked about this before. If you have a problem food, don't bring it in your house. Leave it at the store, because if it's not in your house, you cannot eat it. And 9 times out of 10, wouldn't you say, the things we crave are the things that are not good for us. If it's a problem food, it's not going to be something that's good for us. I think fruits are okay, which we'll get to that at the very end. I think, to me, fruits are an acceptable form of sugar. That's my opinion. I think maybe you can eat too many fruits, but I can guarantee you, as good as I'm sitting here staring at this phone right now, bananas didn't make me where I am today, and grapes and watermelon. No, they did not. And I don't think they're going to keep me from getting out of this mess. So, let's talk about why sugar is bad for you. First of all, the top sources of sugar, and several of these things listed as their go-to sugar, is the sugary soft drinks and sugary fruit juices and sugary all kind of drinks that have sugar in it. That is like one of the top sources of sugar in a lot of our diets. Flavored yogurts instead of plain yogurts, cereal, cookies, cakes, and all kind of processed foods. Not just cakes and cookies, there's all kind of processed foods that have sugar. There are not so obvious things like soups, bread, cured meat, ketchup. Y'all know they make a no sugar added ketchup, because if you read the back of ketchup, I think it's just like corn syrup and tomatoes. That's why it's so good. Now, this right here might blow some of you. Let me take a drink, because this is going to blow some of you's mind. Sugar is not a necessary or required nutrient in our diet. I said it. There is nobody, nowhere, going to say, eat more sugar. They're not going to do it. If you find a dietitian, a nutritionist, a health expert, a doctor, anywhere that tells you to eat more sugar, you better run for the hills, because there's no such a thing as sugar being good for you. Sugar can have a place in your diet if you don't have a problem with it, but if you do, don't mess with it. So since it's not a recommended nutrient, there's not a recommendation of what is considered too much. There's no guideline for saying this much sugar is okay and this much sugar is not. These are just things that happen if you have too much sugar, and that's what we're talking about really. Sugar's bad for you, but we're talking about too much. You can do like me, you can give it up completely. Oh, that's what I was telling you earlier. We had a milkshake yesterday, because we do occasionally go get our milkshakes. That was the part I was telling you. If I have the sugar, it's outside the home. It's not something I make. Like we had donuts for his birthday. That was sugar. And then we get a milkshake. We got one yesterday. So sugar is not 100% out of my life. It is 99%, 95% out of my life. It is not a regular occurrence. And I have stopped eating the breads and different things. For the most part, like I do the low carb tortillas and different things like that. But flat out, straight up sugar, that is a goner in this house. And you know what, I'm going to tell you, you can do it. If I can do it, and I got a sweet tooth the size of my head with that little Debbie crack cakes, if I can do it, I'm telling you, anybody can do it. It's hard to begin with, but the longer you stick with it, the longer you'll find out you can live without it. Now, the sugars that we recognize are like molasses, honey, corn syrup, sugar, brown sugar, those kind of things. We can look at the labels and we recognize those as sugar. But you also got to recognize anything that ends in O-S-E. Some of them are like dextrose, sucrose, glucose, lactose, fructose. All those are forms of sugar. So when you're reading the labels, check for those as well. Now, these are 10, well, there's 10 sections of things that too much sugar can cause. The first one, considering you're on a mostly weight loss channel, I told y'all the other day, I am a multifaceted woman. So I do other things. But obesity, there. A lot of you watching me suffer from obesity. Some of you are just overweight. I think overweight and obesity, I think, are two different things. I know I'm morbidly obese. Morbid is like, you know, death. So, Lord, oh, I thought they're going slow. They're trying to look and see what I'm doing. It was meeting another car. It's not a big road over there. So, obesity. And here is where I was telling you about the drinks. It says sugar sweetened drinks is one of the main culprits in obesity. The Cokes and things. Obesity, the sugar will increase your hunger and desire for even more sugary foods like the starches. What I just tell y'all, the more sugar I eat, the more sugar I want. Also, this excess fructose. Fructose is the main type of sugar in these drinks. It says the excess fructose may cause resistance to leptin, and that is the hormone that tells the body to stop eating. So the more you eat, the more you want, and then the more you eat, and then the more you want, and it's a vicious little cycle. So we all know, we don't have to disagree, that too much sugar can and will cause obesity. Here's one I did not know. Heart disease. Too much sugar can cause heart disease. Linked to obesity, inflammation, high triglycerides, high blood sugar, and high blood pressure. All those are increased risk for heart disease, and we know all the things that are included in heart disease. I even read stroke. You can have too much sugar can increase your risk for a stroke. I mean, I joke about it all the time. That's like one of my go-tos is, I'm gonna have a stroke. You're gonna make me stroke. I'm gonna stroke out. But stroke is not funny. Stroke is not something that you want to play around with, because strokes can be deadly. Number 3, here's another one. I think I have heard over my lifetime that chocolate causes people to break out. It's not the chocolate, it's the sugar in it. Y'all, sure enough. Blood sugar and insulin levels, the spikes that you get when you have the sugar, causes increased androgen secretion, oil production, and inflammation, and those all play a role in acne. Now here's something very interesting. Many population studies show that rural areas with traditional non-processed foods have almost non-existent acne compared to urban high-income areas. Who knew they would do studies such as that? But if you want to keep your skin clear of acne, stay away from the sugar. Number 4, here's another one we all know. We all know this one, and I have it. Type 2 diabetes. Diabetes, however you want to say it. Prolonged high sugar consumption can cause insulin resistance. Insulin is the hormone produced by the pancreas that regulates blood sugar, and this strongly increases your risk of diabetes. Now, the systems that are affected by this are and I'm just trying to read my own writing here, your endocrine and digestive system, your kidney damage. I happen to have kidney disease. Your circulatory system, your skin. We talked about acne, but we'll also talk about it later on some of these. Your central nervous system and your vision. You can go blind from diabetes. Cardiovascular system, your gum disease. So there's all kind of things that diabetes can cause. Diabetes is not something you want to play around with. I have neuropathy in my feet due to diabetes. Diabetes is a serious disease, and if you have the insulin resistance, then you eat the sugar and it's going to keep compounding until the day comes and you get the diabetes. Number 5, it is linked to some cancers. I did not list all of these type of cancers, but obesity, insulin resistance, which we just talked about, and inflammation are all risk factors of cancer. We all want to avoid cancer. Number 6, depression. Who knew this? Blood sugar swings, neurotransmitter dysregulation, I can't read my own writing, and inflammation puts you at a greater risk for depression, and these are all things caused from eating too much sugar. Number 7, I'm trying to read 2 words at one time. Number 7, accelerated skin aging. That's where I was talking about how it affects your skin. There's a thing called AGEs, advanced glycation end products. These are formed by reactions between sugars and proteins. The AGEs damage your collagen and elastin, and those are the things that keeps your skin stretchy and appears younger. So, if we don't want to start looking old before our times, maybe we should stop eating the sugar. I don't know if we stop now if it will reverse any of this or not. Number 8, increase cellular aging. Here's another one I didn't know about. There is something called telomere. I don't know how you pronounce it. Telomere. Accelerates the shortening of those, and those things prevent chromosomes from deteriorating or fusing together. So it said the telomeres are at the end of the chromosomes, and that's what it does to them. Shortening of those telomeres causes cells to age and malfunction. Well, who wants your cells to die early? I don't, because I didn't go into studying about it, but I'm figuring when your cells start aging and dying, so do you. When they start malfunctioning, you start malfunctioning. Number 9, this is one we all know too. It drains your energy. You think you're getting energy, and you do for a hot minute. It will quickly spike your blood sugar and insulin and give you that quick burst of energy, but guess what? You're going to have that sugar crash. It is going to drop on you as fast as it spiked on you. These blood sugar swings cause the energy fluctuations. So your energy levels are going to bounce up and down, up and down, up and down based on that sugar you're eating. You want to level out your sugar, your blood sugar swings. Eat the complex carbs, like the oatmeal for breakfast. We're going to talk about that in a minute too. Eat the complex carbs. Those are the things that level out your blood sugar. You don't have the spikes, and therefore your energy doesn't go up and then crash and burn. And then number 10, fatty liver. I didn't know this either. Fructose is broken down by the liver. It says almost exclusively by turning into energy or glycogen. Remember, we talked about that the other day. We've talked about that several times. But it can only store so much, and the excess is turned to fat. You eat too much sugar, your liver can't handle it, so it turns the rest of it to fat, and there you got a fatty liver. And I don't know all the details about what happens when you have a fatty liver, but I know you don't want one. Now, the biggies we talked about were heart disease, diabetes, and kidney disease. Did I mention kidney disease? Kidney disease, did we mention that? That's one of the big ones. Yeah, we did. And then I just have a few little things that it mentioned, ways to cut down on your sugar. The first one they talked about was one of the main causes. Stop drinking sugary drinks. That's your sugared soda drinks, your Cokes and Pepsis and things, which I'm a Pepsi girl, but I drink the diet drinks. When the kids come over, they're used to there's nothing in the house to drink but a diet drink and water. So they opt for water because they don't do the diet drinks. I have a couple a week. I don't even drink them every day. They say I don't drink sugar in my coffee either. They say that doing the unsweetened stuff can lead you to want more, but I have not found that to be true in my personal situation. It is a good substitute to if I do feel like I need something, which I don't drink a drink for the sugar. I just drink it because I like it. But anyway, cut out the sweetened drinks. It mentioned go for the unsweetened seltzers, which I don't like seltzers. I don't like sparkling water. If I want something bubbly, I'll drink a diet Sundrop or a diet Pepsi, something like that. So cut out your sugar drinks. Cut out the sugar in your coffee. You can do it. I used to drink a little bit of coffee with my sugar. No joke. Little by little, I just started one day putting less in. And then the next week, I would put even less in. And before you know it, I can't drink sugar in my coffee now for love nor money. I will spit it out. I will spit it out. I can't swallow it. It is just cloying. So just try it. Give it. I drink my half and half in there. Since I'm on low carb, I don't worry about the carbs that's in half and half. And even if I did, I wouldn't count them because y'all know, I've told you before and I'll tell you again and again and again, I'm not going to be 80 counting, this is when I was counting points, weighing and measuring how much creamer I put in my coffee. I'm not going to do it. There's some things in life, there's a line you have to draw in the sand. And as bad as I want to lose this weight, and as bad as I need to lose this weight, worrying about my coffee ain't one of the ways I'm going to do it. That is not one of the ways. I'm not going to do it now because I'm not going to keep it up. It's so, I might as well just bring it on into my journey, enjoy my coffee, because we still have to live while we're on this journey. And my coffee without my sugar is one of my ways. Number 2, instead of, we talked about fruits earlier, instead of all this other junk, eat whole fruits. Just eat a whole fruit. Eat some berries or a banana or, you know, an apple, whatever kind of fruit you like. I don't personally think to put a block on a certain fruit. I say if you like it, then you eat it. I know some fruits are higher in sugar than others, like a banana, but even on my low carb, I'll have a banana because sometimes I'll get hungry and I can't, I just don't think I can eat another piece of cheese. You know what I mean? So I'll just grab a banana and that'll stave me over for a good while. And I think bananas have fiber in it too. So swap out some of your junk food for whole fruits. This one said, as an idea, is to replace candy with like trail mix, a trail mix of fruits, nuts, and dark chocolate. And you know, that's what I have in there. That one I get from Harris Teeter doesn't have any fruit in it. I didn't get that. It's just got nuts and little squares of dark chocolate. And a handful of that, it will satisfy me. Just because I don't eat sugar don't mean I don't want some every now and then, but I don't crave it. I just think, oh, I might like a little something sweet, but I don't crave it like I used to. You can do it. I'm telling you, you can do it. And then here's a big one. Here is a big one. Read your labels. If it's something that comes with a label, if it's a food that comes with a label, read the label. Read those ingredients. Read the nutrition label where it says how many grams of added sugar. Read what the ingredients are. There are sugars in the condiments, in boxed foods, in canned foods, in frozen foods. Anything that comes in a package, you need to be reading that label and see if there is added sugar. And if there is, think twice about it. Just think twice about it. If you eat cereals and granola bars and granola, it says try to find more than 4 grams of sugar per serving or less. But it says the best, even better, is to not eat those and just swap them out for some oatmeal. So instead of having cold cereal for breakfast, have you a bowl of oatmeal. Maybe throw you some fruit in it or something like that. Or a spoonful of peanut butter or some kind of nut butter. No sugar added. I've got that now. I've got the no sugar added peanut butter. Is it as good as the kind with the sugar? No. Does it get the job done? Yep, it does. And then focus on fresh, whole ingredients. You know what that means? That means you have to do a whole lot of cooking, because those fresh, whole ingredients don't come pre-made. Now you watch my hauls. I buy some things like mashed potatoes for David. That's in a package and it's already made, and whatever's in it is in it, because since we're not eating carbs, I don't want a bag of taters in my house that is, 1, going to tempt me to eat them when I don't need them, or 2, just go to the waste and I'm just throwing my money down the toilet. I would just as soon buy the one that's pre-made. It's easy. It's just one meal and then be done with it. But do I opt for that for everything? No, I do not. I buy more produce now than I did in the past, which means I have to cook more. I don't rely on boxed and packaged foods or for my snacks either. My snacks are, well, they're Slim Jims when I can find them. That's a boxed food, but that's a holdout too. So meat sticks, cheese sticks, that's a whole food. Boiled eggs, that's a whole food. My trail mix, those are whole foods. I don't guess you can consider chocolate a whole food, but it's just the little cubes. I do have a chocolate bar that I have lasted for 2 months, one of the dark chocolates, because it's good for your heart. I've read that plenty in the past. So that's the tough side of eating whole, non-processed foods. But it's a give and take. Your giving in and having to cut, but what you're taking is better health. It satisfies you longer. Used to, when I would try to eat, well, I've always cooked like from scratch, but then as my health declined and this and that, I would take shortcuts here and there. I'm trying to think right off the bat, some of them that I would take, like box taters, you know, you just mix together with some water and butter, throw it in the oven, different little things like that. And since I'm not eating any of that now, I'm having to rely on my meat and my vegetables. And occasionally we'll throw in some brown rice once a week. And I've started eating that fiber gourmet pasta. It's very high fiber and very good on the carbs if you must have a pasta, which I enjoy my pasta. So I have been glad to find that. But it is making me cook more. Now, do I stand over there and moan and groan about it? Half the time I do. Oh, he's laughing. He was jamming. Yes, he was. But I moan and groan about having to do it because I don't like to cook anymore because I just can't hardly stand there and do it. But I push through and I do it. So that's just what we got to do. Nobody, nowhere said a weight loss journey was easy, and I could come on here and pretend that it is. I wouldn't have been working at this for 3.5 years now. If it was easy, I would be done and over. If it was easy, I wouldn't even be having to worry about getting my knees done, because they'd be done. My knees would be done, my back would be done. I'd be skipping around the neighborhood. I'd be going places, going to concerts. Anywhere I wanted to go, I'd be doing it. But guess what? It's hard. And we got to put the work in. It ain't going to fall in our lap, y'all. We're not going to just be sitting around one day and then, well, looky there what fell in my lap. A magic pill just to lose the weight. No. We got to put the work in. And if cutting out sugar is going to help, then put the work in and do it. Do like my coffee. If sugar is your downfall, if sugar is where you have a hard time, just start with less. Don't cut out, don't go cold turkey. When we went low carb, we pretty much went cold turkey. We would have our little treats on the weekend, and those are getting fewer and farther between. So we're not even treating ourselves as much as we did in the beginning. So if you eat cookies every single day of your life, let's say you eat 5 cookies every day, and you're going to have 5 cookies every day, and that 5 cookies is delaying your weight loss or making you susceptible to a lot of these things that we talked about. Start eating 4 cookies. This week, just eat 4 cookies a day. Next week, eat 3 cookies a day. Get down to where it's 1 cookie a day and then no cookies a day. You'll be surprised at how much your body will be able to adapt to not having the sugar. Because like I said in the beginning, nobody nowhere ever said, eat more sugar. And so I hope this has helped you. I hope maybe it will help you cut back the sugar, give up the sugar, however far you want to go with it. Just know that it's not like the best thing we can do for our bodies. It tastes good, but what it's doing to us is just not good. So y'all keep supporting me to stay off the sugar, and I'll support y'all to stay off the sugar. I'll come over and smack it out your hand. You tell me where you live, I'll come up there and smack it. No, I won't. I'll tell you, don't eat it. I'll just say, don't do it, don't do it. And you tell me don't do it, which I shouldn't have done it yesterday, but we do have our tricks. I ain't telling you to give it up completely. If you can control it, which I have now found out I can control it. Little Debbie's bring them in the house, I'm not going to control that. But going out and getting a milkshake, I can control that time or 2 a month. So get your sugar under control. Get your sugar to where you can handle it and where you can maintain it. And I'm going to start rambling now, so I reckon that's all I'm going to say. I just want to talk to you a little bit about sugar and Okay, I'll see you on the next video.